A massive $66 million food stamp fraud has just been exposed, one of the biggest in U.S. history. And guess what? A USDA employee, yes, someone whose job was to stop fraud, was at the center of it. Her name is Arlasa Davis. Here she is right here. And prosecutors say she used her government access to steal EBT license numbers. Then she sold them to scammers who installed fake EBT machines in smoke shops and bodegas, processing over $30 million in fake SNAP transactions. And it gets worse. She allegedly took bribes disguised as birthday gifts and flowers to keep the scam going. Over 160 illegal terminals were used, mainly around New York. Now she's facing up to 75 years in prison, and 5 others indicted could get up to 35 years each. This is our tax money being stolen. Money meant to help families eat, not line the pockets of crooks and scammers, and people wonder why there's talk about stricter oversight. Now you see why DOGE was needed. Stay woke, stay informed. And I can recall back a couple of years ago, people in various states would get their food stamp benefits only to wake up and have them taken. And they said a lot of these transactions was coming out of New York. Now we know who was behind it. And the food stamp people wouldn't even give them the food stamp money that was stolen from them. America.
First of all, shout out to the creator that broke this down. Her name is Queen T7 Media. I'm going to link her page, her TikTok page, down in the comment section if you guys want to check her out, because I was looking at a couple of news sources that didn't report on this too well. They didn't give very good details on what was going on, but she did. So we want to make sure that we recognize what she brought to the table. A broken clock is right twice a day. Elon Musk and the Trump administration, they predicted that there was a bunch of fraud going on under USDA. They said that they were going to do audits. They were going to find out where the money is going. And apparently they weren't lying. That's the thing about fraud and stealing, whether it's PPP loans, which people are finally being arrested for, or crypto schemes, or this USDA thing. If you follow the money, it's going to show you exactly what's going on. You can look up who's signing off on these authorizations for these EBT terminals. And that's the thread that you pull until the whole thing unravels and people start talking. Because there is no honor amongst thieves. When you start looking at the time and the consequences of their actions, these people are telling. They're going to tell. You heard what Franklin Saint said. Him, her, him. Everybody is talking. Franklin's mom did him super dirty, by the way. If you like the video, if you like the content, give me a vote of confidence with a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and comment so we can talk down in the comment section. But this lady is looking at 75 years. There's no way that she's thinking what she did was worth that amount of time. There's no amount of money that can make you think, yep, all them cars and clothes and trips, they were good. I'm ready to spend 7.5 decades in shackles and a hellhole. Obviously, she's not going to make it that long. She is already pretty up there in age. When I was in the military, we used to have this annual training called Inside the Threat. And basically what it was is watching for patterns of behavior for people that are kind of like outside of their job or outside of their skill set. And one of these indicators was affording things that you shouldn't be able to. How are you a USDA employee flying private, pulling up in a Wraith, those types of things? This lady, she was getting gifts saying, oh, they're birthday gifts. They're this type of gift. It's just a thank you. It's flowers. I'm sure some of the things that she got were lavish. Purses, clothes, jewelry. How do you explain that? Okay, so 1 or 2 times it's your birthday. But all the gifts you keep getting continuously, and it doesn't seem that you're all that well connected. How do you explain that? Somebody is eventually going to look into that. Whether it be a jealous coworker that says something or some other way. You can't live like that forever. People are going to notice, and you and everybody that you were running with, that you were doing all this crime with, you guys are going to prison. We've seen it far too many times. We see it in movies. I know y'all remember Frank Lucas. He was in the Mink and American Gangster. That's how the police found out it was him. Too loud. He's too loud. The police are going to want to know what you have going on. And this lady works in the fraud department, so she knows what they're looking for, how to circumvent the system. So she was able to get away with it for quite some time. They said it was about 130 machines that she handed out. She stole $66 million from the food stamp program. And I know you guys have heard me say before, I'm okay with people being on Section 8, being on food stamps, as long as it's a temporary situation. What I'm not okay with is we're doing these programs and somebody turns around and steals them from the people that need them the most. If the people need them, get them on the program, allow them to get on their feet, get them off of the program. And Elon Musk, he called this. Elon Musk, who just backed away from DOGE, said that there were massive amounts of fraud happening in these agencies, USDA specifically. That's not to say that the entire department needs to be dismantled or needed to be dismantled, because most of the people that are working there, they're just looking to do their job. They want to clock into work, they clock out of work. At the end of that 2 weeks, they want to get a check and they want to feed their family. This is just one USDA employee. But what do they say about bad apples? They spoil the whole bunch. So he did state that this was happening, and they said they were going to find the people responsible. They said they were going to do audits. And we're only so early in the Trump administration. I'm sure as they shake the tree, more bad apples are going to fall out. We're going to find more people that are doing this type of stuff, stealing money from taxpayers so they could go buy bullshit. Because where there's smoke, there's absolutely fire. But Trump could always come back and pardon her. He pardoned the Chrisleys. He pardoned an NBA young boy. So it ain't that far-fetched. We'll see how this goes with her. But as of right now, she's looking at 75 years. Those are my thoughts. If you like the video, subscribe to me back here for the next conversation. If you have something to say, let the world know. This is the place for discourse. Until next time, peace.